Bonjour, today is Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023, and I am on day 8 of my 12-day thru hike of the Ozark Highlands Trail. So, last night it poured rain. It started at about 2:30 in the afternoon. It was ferocious. The rain was just coming down in torrents. I still managed to hike 15.8 miles, so I'm very proud of that. I arrived here, this is G Creek, G-E-E, G Creek, and so I arrived here. I wanted to get to 101, but it was 100.5, and there was a rustic camp spot. Really, the luxury that a rustic camp spot offers is a rock to put your stuff on, or a rock to sit on. Now, because everything was soaked, it didn't even really offer that. No, it did. I put my backpack on a rock, which was better than the ground because I set my tarp up, and very, very quickly the ground beneath my tarp just pooled up. It was just a mud pit. I was waiting under there for a break in the rain to set up my hammock tent. That break never came, so I donned my rain jacket, went out there, set up my hammock tent in the pouring rain. Something I've never done before. The two tree, so there was a tree that was better spaced, but I looked up and I'm pretty sure it's dead. So anyway, the two trees that I picked, I think just the ground is on a slope, and anyway, I could not get the hammock to not be touching the ground. They were too close together and the ground was on a slope. So in the pouring rain, literally 3 times, I had to reset up that hammock tent. Anyway, finally got it. Threw all of my stuff in there. So even though I had pretty successfully kept my backpack dry while hiking, no. After settling in, and anyway, things got a bit damp. So my sleeping bag was a bit damp. Certainly my hammock tent had become wet from the setup, but I took my little pack towel, dried it off pretty well inside. Anyway, slept fine. Normally at night, I edit my day's video and la la la. Not last night. After I finally got into that hammock tent, it was still pouring rain outside. The sleeping bag a bit damp, but I was finally in my hammock tent. I had my good to minus 40 degree wool socks on. When I finally got all snuggled up in there, I was out like a lamp. Out like a lamp for the night. Great. So, about 2 more times through the night, I was awoken by like heavy rainfall. But I had messaged with Bill and Donna the night before. They said the rain should stop by 4 a.m. and I think they were perfectly correct. So and there's no rain in the forecast for today. Anyway, so it'll take me a little bit longer to pack up today because that's just the way it's going to be. Everything's going to be a bit damp. My pants are damp. Now, I thought of changing out of them last night, but I was like, I'm just going to be putting dry merino wool pants into a damp sleeping bag. So I did not. I slept in the damp pants. They will dry as soon as I start walking. I knew it wasn't going to get, it only got down to like 15 or 14 degrees Celsius or around 60 degrees Fahrenheit last night. So, the dampness wasn't an issue. Great. So, had a great sleep. Slept solidly through the night, that's for sure. Now we're on day 8. And as I suspected, it'll start with this water crossing. Now, this is what I was expecting at Mulberry River. This is what it was like at Mulberry River 3 years ago. So this right here where I'm standing is where I'm supposed to cross, but I think back over there where I camped is a better spot. Yeah, so talk about being put to the test. That was, I've never set up camp in the rain before. You can't make it rain. It's not something you can train yourself. So I've never set up camp in the rain before, but now I have. And now I will start with a major water crossing this morning, yeah. So, I'm gonna start packing up, drink a quick breakfast, and get going. I'm just so thankful that it was a warm night. The temperatures each night now are going to slowly drop down. I basically have 3 more nights alone. Then the last night, Rob will be camping with me. And then the 6th night, I'm done. Like, we're out. Like, we'll be driving back to Rob's, and I'll sleep on his nice pull-out guest bed thingy in the living room, which I slept on the first night, which is super comfy and indoors and warm. All right, I think I am talking and stalling. All right, let's get packed up and then get this major water crossing done with. So this is directly across from my campsite here. And if you look right there, right, it looks like there's a rock ridge. It's a little shallower that I can go across and then just rejoin the trail down. Oh wait, I have one more thing to report. So as I was doing one of the first setups of my hammock tent, my tarp setup collapsed because so when I set up the one end over there, you know, you do a slip knot, you wrap it around the tree, you put a loop through the slip knot, you put a toggle, and the toggle is, you know, a stick of some sort of, you know, thick twig. I've done that many times now. That's how I was taught to do it. It is the proper way to do it. But because the rain was so ferocious and because that twig or like stick was already so water saturated, eventually it snapped. So as I'm setting up the hammock tent in the pouring rain, and it's not going well because, as I said, it took me another 2 tries, I had to stop what I was doing and then come reset up the the tarp setup. You know, I'm proud of myself that I kept good spirits through the whole thing. You know, I'm like, people do this, people endure this. This is a part of it. I've been lucky. But I need to be able to do this too. And that was my attitude through it. And I kept my spirits up. So yay me. Okay. All right, let's start setting up. I know I said that already. We'll start with the tarp. All right, tarp's all taken down. Next, first I have to do the sleeping bag. Pack that up inside, and then the hammock tent. It's raining. I can't believe it. So I don't know whether I should continue packing up or hang out in that hammock tent until it passes. Man. To be continued. I don't know. All right, it's 8:15. Everything is packed up. I'm sure that pack is going to be way heavier than it used to be because everything's, you know, either damp or wet. Mostly damp. There's nothing that's sopping wet. So I've got to change into my Crocs and cross this creek. So I've investigated the whole stretch. This is my best option. There's just this one spot that worries me right there where I can't see the rock. I can't see the bottom. Anyway, I've got my trekking poles. All right, so I just messaged Bill and Donna and Rob to tell them, like, hey, I'm just about to do the G Creek crossing. I'll message when I'm on the other side. And Rob wrote back right away, and he's like, it was a message that he had already sent. A message came through from him saying, hi, are you okay? You are in the path of a tornado warning. Great. So I have messaged Bill and Donna. I will be crossing State Highway 123 in about 2 or 3 miles. So I just said, hey, are you guys around? Can you pick me up? And then we can figure it out from there. I feel like even if I were to lose a day, I could still figure out an itinerary, maybe not to get all the way to Tyler Bend, which is 11 miles past the end, but at least to the official end at 165 miles. But again, I didn't come here to die. If I'm in the path of a tornado warning, yeah, and all my stuff is wet, you know, I'm not here to be a hero. I'm not here to die. I'm here for an adventure, within reason. So let's see what Bill and Donna have to say. I feel like I want to figure this out before I cross here. The sun's trying to shine over there. Oh, I think a message just came through. So I'm just waiting to hear back from Bill and Donna to see about possibly being picked up. I mean, it looks... Anyway, to do this water crossing, so you undo your hip strap and your chest strap, right? You want that backpack to be able to come, like, so if I should slip or fall, you don't want to be stuck with that dead weight, pardon the pun. Number 2, perhaps counterintuitively, you want to be walking into the flow of water, like toward it, so that if you were to fall, you'd be pushed back. So therefore the weight is underneath you and you just jimmy out of the shoulder straps. You don't want to fall forward and then that weight is on top of you. Again, would be very hard to get out of. Yeah, you're not going forward, but kind of like sort of shimmying left to right. Anyway. Come on, son. Yeah, Rob sounds worried. Anyway, I'm going to change into my water shoes. I think no matter what, I have to get across this river, even if Bill and Donna do come pick me up. Oh, man. Oh, I hope I can still complete this. But if I can't, that's okay. It's all part of, as I always say, you know, it would just be another juicy detail. Like if this is another fail, then it's just, I shouldn't say fail. I've accomplished a lot. But if it's another non-completion, then it's just another juicy detail for my future success story. That's all. It just means I'll have to come back to Arkansas and see my awesome Arkansas family that I just love. And by the way, they gave me a trail name. So I officially have a trail name. Right when I arrived on Sunday, Bill was like, so do you have yourself a trail name? And I was like, well, no. And he was like, well, I think you do. And I said, is it Fireball? And he was like, yes. And I said, you know, my last name is La Flamme, which means the flame. And I think it was either Bill or Bob just kind of stopped and they were like, well, there you go. Like, you're a ball of energy. Your last name's La Flamme. And yes, on hikes, I have been known to drink that classy stuff, Fireball whiskey. Okie dokie. Okay, let me change into my water shoes and see about this crossing. So, Rob has messaged again. He said that was an old message. That was from yesterday. The tornado warning, and yes, they've spotted a tornado, was from yesterday. So I've already survived that. Oh my God. So that's good news. Plus I mean, I'm sort of glad I would have. Anyway, I didn't know. I survived it. Okay, I've got my water shoes on. Clearly I'm stalling. Yep, I'm just gonna do this. So I can't film. So since I can't have the since I can't have the hip strap on, which is where I normally hook my selfie stick and the phone to film when I do water crossings, I won't be able to do that this time, which is unfortunate. I won't be able to film the most exciting footage of the whole thing, but that's okay, obviously. So I'm gonna tuck my phone away and attempt this water crossing now. Wish me luck. All right, I did it. I did it. It got to just above my knees. It was at that part where I couldn't see the bottom. Yeah, got to just above my knees. Anyway, that's fine. I'm gonna change back into my boots and keep on hiking. Whew, it was a big accomplishment, yay. By the way, I also put my satellite system and my phone inside my my coat pocket, because I'm like, if everything washes away, and although, you know, those things might have been unusable if they were wet, but there was a chance, you know, if I still have them and they are still functioning, then I can communicate with people. So those were the only two things I made sure to have on my person, and not float away with my pack if that be the case. Anyway, okay, I gotta message them and tell them I am across safely. All right, I'm ready to keep hiking. All right, so it is 8:52 in the morning. Yeah, I'm later, like I'm basically starting my hike now. So almost pretty much a full hour later than normal, but that's incredible. Only an hour delay for a wet pack up after basically like a tornado night. A major water crossing. Yeah, like I'm okay with being an hour late. That's no problem. So yeah, it's supposed to be nice weather today. I can see the sky is clearing up. When I get to I'll also stop my hike a little bit earlier than normal, because I'm gonna set everything up and let things air out and dry out, hopefully. Yeah, so I'd like to do another 15 miles today. I kind of have to. I feel so great now that that's dealt with, the wet pack up and the river crossing. Yeah, okay, so nothing left to do but get hiking. There's the sun. Come on out, Mr. Sun. Oh, yes. Another little water crossing, no problemo. Another water crossing. Supposed to go right there. Let's see. Well, as much as I don't want to go through the whole routine of taking my boots off, putting the Crocs on, blah, 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 so soon, again, I'm going to. Because it's iffy, and even the parts where I would be hopping on a rock where there's some water flowing, it's a bit deep. And the other thing is that, yeah, when it's a major water crossing and you're like, okay, this is serious and you're doing everything right, you know, yeah, you stand a good chance of being successful. It's this, I feel like here's where you're going to make a major mistake, where it's like, oh, I could probably get across, and you don't take all the steps, and you slip and you fall, and hike's over. Hike's over. Your backpack's sopping wet. That's it. So I'm going to err on the side of caution, and change back, you know, boots off, Crocs on, as I say. Yeah. All right, second water crossing of the day complete. It is 9:30 in the morning. Let's keep hiking. Just did another water crossing, but I did go over there and hop across rocks, but I did just a little. And anyway, I think I'll be okay. Yeah, one thing to mention is that despite that there was a tornado last night and the heavy rains and all of the stuff and the water crossings, I still have dry feet. Yes, I still have dry feet. So I'm very thankful for that. And I should not risk that again like I just did right now. All right, let's keep hiking. It is 10:04, so I've just stopped to switch out of my merino wool winter jacket, and I had a merino wool long sleeve t-shirt on. Both were fairly dry, you know, maybe damp in spots, but this merino wool t-shirt from yesterday is completely wet. So I've changed into that to dry it out in the sun today. So my pants, that, you know, they are damp. This t-shirt is damp. So they say merino wool will keep you warm even when it's wet, and I believe it now. I do after last night's sleep, and even just putting this on right now, yeah, it doesn't feel cold on my skin at all. It feels warm. So I'm gonna wear these wet top and bottom to dry them out in the glorious sunshine today. Yeah, so I'm at mile 102. I want to get to mile 115, 116 would be great. Even more would be great. But anyway, okay, let's keep hiking. Look at that. I remember this part. All right, looks like it is a boots off, Crocs on water crossing number 3 for the day. That car wants to pass, look. The car can't even make it pass. Here we go again. About midway through. Let's keep going. It is 10:28 a.m. I've got my boots back on. So I'm just passing through Haw Creek Campground. It's funny because that family, the couple with the son, they didn't venture across that water part there. And then there was a gentleman in a truck trying to get out. He was like, "Is it passable yet?" And I said, I got across, and I looked at his truck. I said, "I think you could get across." Anyway, nope, he turned back around too. He's like, "I'm gonna wait a few more hours." Anywho, so I guess I'm at the advantage in this situation. All right, yeah, slow going with all the water crossings, but it's better than taking a zero, as they say, like taking the day off. So yeah, let's just keep going. So Hurricane Creek is in 5 miles, but I'll be taking the high water bypass. Fairview Campground is in 19 miles. That's as far as I made it last time I was here 3 years ago. All right, let's keep hiking. So I just signed the trail registry. It's the first time I've signed with my trail name, Fireball. Anywho, this is also the part of the trail where the blazes drop off dramatically. So this time I have the Far Out app. Last time I didn't have that app, and I was so worried that I was lost, etc. Anyway, so that will not be a concern this time. I will have the Far Out app to help me if need be. And even though I was worried that I was lost last time, I never was. I was on trail. Yeah, so really slow going today, but hopefully I can make up some of that mileage now. So it's like 11:22 in the morning. Yeah, I'll just try and get in lots of mileage. Okay, let's keep hiking. So this is why there are no blazes, because it is a wilderness area. I am at mile 104.6. This camp spot is not listed on the Far Out app. Fantastic spot, flat, fire pit, gorgeous view. I just happened to notice it because I stopped to put my backpack down because I have to take this hat off now and brush my hair. But anyway, great spot here at 104.6. I am here at the top of a long climb, mile 104.8, and there is another rustic camp spot here. Just thought I'd mention. So a lot of the trail today is sort of flooded out, and so I'm having to find my footing on either side, which is costing me some time. It is 12:55. I am at mile 106.3. I'm just taking a quick break, getting that weight off my back. Yeah, I don't know if 15 miles are gonna happen today, but I'm gonna keep trying. That's all I can do, right? Oh, also my pants and my shirt, totally dry now, except for like the new sweat. But yeah, anyway, so that's good. Anyway, that's it for now. Here it is, the high water bypass. So I will be taking this route, following the blue blazes, rather than continuing here. There's a white blaze, even though there haven't been any. Anyway, high water bypass. Even if there hadn't been that huge rainstorm yesterday, I was always planning on taking the high water bypass, but especially so. Yeah, there's no way, Rob was telling me it could be waist deep on him, and I'm, he's like a 6 foot man, and I am just a small stature woman. Anyway, so high water bypass it is. I wonder if I'll end up camping at the same spot I camped at last time. There's a rustic camp spot at the end of this side trail as soon as it joins back with the regular trail. I am babbling. Woo! Okay, I'm going to continue hiking now. Sorry, one more thing. What is the high water that I'm passing? Hurricane Creek. So a couple of days ago when I misspoke and I was like, oh, Hurricane Creek, and it was actually Mulberry River that I was approaching. This is the one. This is the doozy. So much so that they have a high water bypass. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that this is Hurricane Creek, as I had mentioned, you know, the body of water I had mentioned a couple of episodes ago, but was mistaken about. Okay, that's all. On this high water bypass, there is a lot of that very thin, very narrow, uneven, on the side of a drop off, you know, hard to see your footing because of all the leaves, but very uneven path. Yeah, that makes, anyway, just makes it more challenging and time consuming. But yeah, a lot of that on the high water bypass. And that's it for now. And there's Hurricane Creek. It's massive. So this is the rustic camp spot I stayed at last time. I remember there was like a gas can. Yeah, but it is only 3:30 and there's a water crossing I have to do, so might as well get that over with. So yeah, definitely too early to stop, but very cool to see this spot again. It's been very cool. Like, I'm surprised at how much I remember. I think I have a visual memory rather than like a literal one, like names and stuff like that. Yeah, anyway, cool to see this spot again, but definitely carrying on. So I'm supposed to cross right here. Right there. There's the blaze. However, I think I'm going to cross over here along this, yeah. Maybe I didn't need to take my boots off. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, what am I gonna do? Oh, well, that is super unfortunate. My water slipper is now part of the Hurricane Creek flow. I am now the Cinderella of the Ozark Highlands Trail with my one water slipper. If anybody finds a size 6, yep, size 6 water slipper, please contact me. I would like it back for sentimental value. Oh man, so we are down to one water slipper. That's fine. Anyway, I'm glad I did not try to go across with just my boots. And, you know, so the part where my foot sunk in, and so yeah, luckily it just, yeah, so it wedged off my water slipper, but thank goodness my foot didn't get wedged in there. Like that could have been a lot more serious, I think. So I don't know what I should have done differently. Anyway, let's just carry on. All right, I am now back on the main trail, white blazes. I'm really upset about losing that water slipper. I just really like those shoes and they're brand new for this trip. I'll buy another pair. Plus I'm like littering. Now I've littered. Anyway, it wasn't on purpose and I'll get over it. Anyway, back on the main trail. I'll be curious to see what mile number I'm at. Rob had said that the high water bypass doesn't make it any shorter or longer. It's about the same. Anyway, so yeah, I guess I'll just keep hiking. Another rustic campsite, very tempting, but it's only 4:08 p.m. I'm gonna carry on. I have stumbled upon 2 other humans. This is Kurt, his son. So I am at mile 114.8, and as I rounded the corner over there, I saw 2 tents set up, and I was like, oh my God, hello. I'm like, can I tent with you guys tonight? They were like, yep. So it's Kurt and his son and me, and I'm so happy to have company, and it's nice to end a little bit early, dry my tent out, and all that fun stuff. It is 7:37 and I've just crawled into my hammock tent. So my tent itself was quite wet when I unpacked it, but I wiped it down with my pack towel. My sleeping bag is still wet, so I put on my full rain gear before getting into it. So I think it's more wet on the outside than the inside. And I'm sure after a couple of nights, it'll be dried out for the most part. It was so nice to just sit around the campfire with Kurt and Dalton and just hang out. It was so nice to have a fire, and yeah, so survived last night's crazy rainstorm, and all is, I'm at mile 114.8, so I'm still on track for finishing this thing in time, in the time that I have, so all is good. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.